Yeah.
So when did Nollywood happen then? Because with all of this, you were a social media dude who was funny.
Yeah.
And then you started becoming an actor. You were even a talk show host with Derele. Like, there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
When did the transition start happening?
I think the very first call I got in the industry was from Uduak Isong. She called me and said, are you Frank Donga? Yes, I got your number from a friend. So we're on set. Could you come in? I'm like, whoa. It took me by surprise. Like I
Just like that?
I said, sorry, man, I'm not an actor. Like, the comment. This is the first time I'm saying this. Shout out to her wherever she is. I mean, it was so encouraging for me because I didn't see myself in that situation. I was a filmmaker though, by training and by experience. My day job was in videography, editing, special effects, and animation.
But never in front of the camera.
No, never in front. I'm a naturally shy person. I know.
Yes, we believe you.
I know I'm a shy person. I want to be in the background, making things happen. That's me naturally, and not spending time with the computer. But then, calls started coming in after that. Like, want you in this role? At first, I wasn't so sure, but kudos people like Etim F. Young, who and Shewa Ajayi, who kept industry people and wonderful actors. They kept saying, Baba, you can do this thing. People are looking for you. Like, guys, leave me behind the camera. I said, no, do it. You can do it. And then I started, then wedding party happened, and then Hakunde followed mentally, they all just started coming in, and then the debut with Derele and so many other things followed. But my core is still, I love social commentary, parodies, and political satires. That's why I make anything I can with anything trending, from the royal wedding videos to Dancing with the Obamas to anything. I just say, okay, look, the country is a bit harsh on us sometimes as citizens, so anything we can get to lighten up our moods, not to distract us from the issues on the ground, but just to lighten up our moods, and if it's just to give hope to one more person, put a smile on an extra face and let them know, look, take a deep breath, everything's going to be all right, you can make it.
Beautiful. But is there a fear, or maybe fear is too much of a strong word,
concern
that might suddenly maybe take up a lot more of your time? Because I mean, Nollywood is huge. Movies are getting bigger and better by the day. We see people on set now for months as against days as it used to be in the past. Are you concerned that maybe the satire and the comedy side of you might start, slowing down a lot for this career that might start, becoming huge in Nollywood? So
the truth is, you need to plan anything you do. You need to have some kind of plan to it. I didn't just get here accidentally. I started the whole Frank Donga thing almost accidentally while I was talking to friends at work. But at the back of my mind, I have a soft copy of the plan in my head. Like, okay, what if this happens? Almost like a coding thing. What if A, then B, then probably C? I'm putting things together. So what I do to prevent that, just in case anybody's listening who is a comic, an online comic, or a real, and you're thinking, how do I go about this? So what I do is sometimes I have a backlog of skit plots in my head that I've not shot. If I like 3, 4 in my head, if it's not timed, I probably write them down sometime and shoot them and keep them for the low days or the dry moments when you're, for example, if I'm going to leave the country for a long period, I'll probably shoot 1 or 2 skits or 3 and keep them down in my phone somewhere or on the internet and save them in cyberspace. So when I'm not around, I can keep the supplies. That sounds like keep the supplies. It sounds like something wrong. I keep the supplies to my customers. But that's the way to do it. And then, but then it comes naturally with you. I try to make it simple. Once you make it very simple, with a phone you can do a skit. Anywhere I go, I look for what amuses me. Turn it into a skit anywhere I am. So even if I'm not in the country, if I'm not, if it's in the bush, as long as I shoot something and I get internet access under a day, I post it, just to keep the flow. But yeah, once the workload gets to that level, you might tend to slow down, but I don't let it bother me because I know anytime even if I'm going for like 4 or 5 months, it could be just one skit again, you go viral, and then it's just for fun.
Times. And have you ever put out anything and then look back and you're like, this one don't really enter, or gotten worried that it might be misunderstood?
I'm going to tell you the truth for free, bro. Probably 60 to 70% of what I put out, I don't even find that funny. I mean, so it's not until I start seeing comments like, Baba, you just break my rib. LOL. I mean, I have a few people from outside the country that follow my Instagram accounts, from the US, from Spain. And sometimes I wonder, from the UK, I'm like, how do they even understand the messed up grammar I use for my alter ego, Frank Donga? Like, so I sometimes don't find a lot of them that humorous. I mean, kind of enjoy them from the intellectual point of view.
Yeah.
But it amuses me a lot when people now get the joke. I know I have a twisted sense of humor. It's not always that. My sense of humor is one weird sense of humor. Like, so yeah, sometimes I get worried. Will they get it? But once the message, that's why I see myself as an entertainer, not just an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. I try to keep a message in it. There's something I'm going for. Sometimes it's just for fun. But as long as that message is delivered, not every joke has to be Grammy standard. Yeah. Funny.
Fair enough. Do you? I mean, of course, television now is sort of has changed pretty much. A lot of things happen online now. We're having, the Netflixes of this world are happening. You have people who have TV shows and they're not even on television. Is this something you're looking at? Because we look at things like the late shows across America, where a lot of it is based on satire. Is it something you are looking at, where you have an extended sort of weekly, daily, whatever it is it in the plan? Because there's room for that, isn't there? Especially with comedy.
I'm telling you, because first of all, Nigerians are very intelligent. No gainsaying about that. Our people are very smart across the country. In diaspora, they get those jokes, no matter how layered. That's why savage, your sub, that's why subbing and savage responses can be gotten by Nigerians just like that. Nigerians, they get the message. They can read between the lines. So I think parodies and satires are well in the right direction. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I've started a few. I call it the fairly used news on the internet.
Which we just saw,
like the one you just saw on the fairly used news. Takes subtle, not really jabs, but try to, in a comical way, expose serious issues in the society. And with a view to informing, educating, or enlightening people, with the hope of getting some kind of positive action. Yes, I'm looking forward to. If I see sponsor, I don't mind though. Not the kind of night shows. I'm looking forward to it. I would love to do that on a weekly. I'm a big fan of Trevor Noah, by the way, and Saturday Night Live. All those kind of shows. Yeah.
Do you think that those kind of things wouldn't be misunderstood here, though?
So that's the thing.
With government.
It is not what you do sometimes, it is how you do it.
Yeah.
And that's where the icing on the cake is. When I start, you will see.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we'll find out more about your plans for the future, besides, of course, the television part of things.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Please stay with us.